paper, I think we can be very clear and direct about this. It's a very favorable game for FUT, right? They've been arguably a top 3 team regionally, looking very solid, very set. Now they're looking obviously to get themselves to that first place position if they can. However, on the other side, Gentlemates in an absolute sea of changes, right? Coaching, players, whole lot going on, and not the start they would have wanted here. 2-for-1 trade in favor of FUT. What are you meant to do?
Trying to capitalize on a timing there. Just didn't get it quite. Was able to reset a little bit. Round getting slowed down because of this lurk that's happening. Through market.
The timing, right. Yeah, Jay gonna go down.
Back to a 3-on-3.
I got the spike.
But there were steps then. I'm pretty sure this got heard. I think Bears should know this. I thought he would have had even more with that, but they give themselves a chance here. Whalers is on the way pretty quickly. He's kind of playing in through tiles. You've got the safer wrap coming out from the tank, who's still got the wall, still got a heal. Now, HP-wise, it's looking pretty solid, of course, for Gentlemates as well. So the time's going to be on their side. The first big fight, Whalers gets past it. Okay, and a captain, still with the paranoia. Smoke up in 7. So a little bit more time to play with here.
Sage wall for the defuse.
It's in. Oh, and he went for the swing on it. Gave it a go. Gentlemates get the first under the belt. Josh, what are your expectations of this game? Because we kind of, jumped through that a little bit, but what do you make of the thoughts, X? I kind of like what Benji was saying on the desk about almost a honeymoon period with all those changes coming in.
We saw that from Giant X as well about, a little bit of a change can spice things up a lot. And I think we will see something to that degree. It's going to be a scrappy game. If this last round was any indicator of it, going from a 4-on-3 with a double opening from FUT, and then going down, having that Cypher lurk up through market, going down to 3-on-3, all the way down to the 2-on-2, we might be in for a really scrappy game.
It could be, and I do think Gentlemates do well in that. The mechanical side just comes into play. It's not like FUT aren't good at that themselves, but still, I think it could work for them.
That's ideal for FUT, actually.
They do like...
Here comes a little bit of a retake on this A main with that KO flash, the paranoia.
Yeah, they get to cycle that through. Going to be forced to respect it now with that counter utility forced in. Cadaver got to be careful here. Nicely done, getting 2 down. Support's on the way. Clean work from Gentlemates. And Lucia flawless. Gets them in a really good position. That was a whole lot of Bulldogs. Even that Phantom in there, a very expensive second round, and they get to keep all of it.
That little tug of war happening there. First, it's Gentlemates, it's FUT that takes the control. Then Gentlemates is trying to retake it. Then the retake from FUT. Then, just the back and forth was so nice. And Gentlemates cleaning up really nicely there at the end.
Yeah, I kind of like to see them all just fight together, flying. As soon as Cadaver got that kind of contact, they're there with him. No one fighting alone. So let's see what FUT do now. They've got themselves into this rifle round. The bonus, of course, for Gentlemates, but it is very well equipped. Maybe more of a patient standard beginning here. Somewhat of a default to lead in with.
That late knife, I think, only catches one player that's out of captain. An even split around the map for FUT. Trying to take control of everything. Trying to see maybe as a Sage wall up, but here comes an action.
Yeah, the contact just on the corner, re-clearing it. It felt like FUT were considering there could have been an opportunity, and CNED's found a massive chance on that B site. Picking up Natank. Now, does he know about Whalers? He might have a decent idea the way they're looking at this. It certainly feels like it, but the rest of the team still have to come back over.
Very, very scrappy openings. Gentlemates going their bonus round, trying to get a little bit aggressive on A main, losing a couple players with only 1 trade. Instantly, Natank tries to go equalize at B, gets taken out. Now, 4-on-2, FUT's grouped up.
Yeah, one way's there. No one going to be disrespecting that, but Wingman, not a problem for him. And he goes, plants in. Now, they've got to know where some of these players are. Whalers trying to join back up with Bayaz, who still has 2 flashes, but it'll be very difficult to address this, especially when we've got a player going all the way around the world. Depending on how they want to approach it, they can either pull the trigger late or play it back in, but they're safe and they're going to get the timing just right. So for Gentlemates, very difficult. The first tap on the spike in a fair fight, but it's found by Ada Captain and looking for the follow-up as well. Bayaz now down low, giving it a go, and he's dead. CNED got him in the end. A nice round there, only losing out on Mr. Fallen.
Only 1 death. That's a really good start when you want to go into, starting to come back on your attack side. Converting that bonus round. Great opening picks here. I love what we saw at the end of the round here with that Omen smoke perfectly positioned. He took the time to line that up where the spike was just narrowly outside of it, so they could see when the spike was being defused and it perfectly spammed that defender trying to defuse it.
Okay, an operator coming out with Takas very early here, 4th round. TP coming on for Cadaver, that's about it. The rest pretty far off. CNED still 3 off from his. Still falling. Maybe still trying to keep check on any of those players over towards that A side. The tank building towards his ult.
Very slow opening for FUT, round after round, going for these contact plays, but the op up for Takas.
And he's found it. He's found so much value at the start there. CNED had got his value last round in a similar way, kind of slowly playing out towards B. But here's the kind of counter lean, I guess, is that FUT took mid control. It wasn't just a singular effort either, and they've already shown that presence, but look at the pivot as well. FUT now heading back towards this A site.
Great peek.
J, scary player. And they had to deal with him, and they did. Backfilling the space as quickly as they could. Bayaz takes down J. Now with this ball invested late towards elbow, they're still going to be flooding in, so this is really difficult to hold. And the tank's got problems everywhere. He actually gets bailed out a little. Cadaver trying to play his life there, keep him safe from CT if he can. And Cadaver, they can't clear him yet. This is so nice. That re-smoke on that corner has done very well. Held off down to 25 here, and Gentlemate's all in the right place at the right time until then. How did they just flood that so perfectly? Taking out all of them. I have no idea how FUT just broke back in there. It felt like, honestly, Gentlemates had a grip on that.
They were gripping there. And right from the start, Takas with that op at B main getting that opening pick, because the way that FUT's been kind of contacting around everywhere, it was a great opening. But instantly, FUT realizes, hey, op's on B. Let's start working our way towards A. J with a huge flank timing up through middle, gets spotted, goes back, takes out the opper, Takas. But this cleanup, the 2 versus 4, was it a cleanup on A? That was just crazy how they just grinded through that.
Oh, that is obscene work from them. You got to feel up until that point. FUT, you know, taking some very hesitant steps there, but then the break back in was just outstanding. Now, a little bit of a different start here this time. Very early progress being made. The captain much deeper than before. Some of that util being broken on towards B, but you can see the drift back here.
This is a big tell. Because FUT didn't follow up and break that trip, they know, Gentlemates knows it's got to be A, but they're walking right into the captain.
They have no idea. Oh my god.
Perfect flash. He turned.
The flash was good. He turns it, but he does go down. They are on sheriffs, they are on pistols. It's still not much, and they don't have the opportunity to cover off every angle. These two look dead to rights, but they're holding on for dear life. CNED, gotta be careful! Cadaver grabs him out of the air, and now they get the follow-ups. J and Cracks now gonna be nervous about this one. Surrounded and in a little bit of a pickle here. They've got to be careful. Wall goes up. Quick little grab onto the sheriff for himself there to tank. And one of the avenues of approach is shut down. 35 seconds. Where do they go? You got Whalers trying to secure that they can't pivot anywhere else, trying to funnel them in forward. But do they check on Cadaver right there, sat in the corner? 20 seconds. I don't think. Well, I mean, maybe.
It's going to be a tight timing. They can make it through market if they cut through middle here. I don't think they have the time to go all the way through B main.
And there's
TV.
This
rotation from Cadaver. And he's got a Vandal too.
This is massive. He's in the right place, but does he play it just right? He's got, look,
Get
he
one
had a
and
smoke
live.
back up. I thought he might have invested that. That's not as clean as you like. Now it's getting dicey. Spike is going down. It should be fine. It is. And now a 2v2 post plant. Cracks took some damage there. Cadaver's got them pinned, at least on the site for now, and they're sticking around. They're staying for the fight, and they just slice him in half. Now Whalers has to try and walk back in, all on his lonesome. Gonna lose track, lose a bit of a beat where FUT are. How does he clear this out? He's got his camera still, but this is tough. Cracks on that slightly deeper off angle. Gonna make it difficult. J even got his cam ready in case, and the off angle is rewarded. Cracks there, FUT managing danger, because that got deadly on A, Josh.
That's 5 rounds in a row of just scrappiness happening back and forth. You thought for a second, like, oh, FUT has a pretty good idea on handle of the situation, but Gentlemates with the rotations, with that flash push, I have no idea how that first opening kill from Ada Captain happens. He dodged that. It looked like the perfect pop flash. Turned it like it was nothing. Okay.
Who will see better?
Well, let's get the FUT vets to translate some of this for us. I heard the giggles. 2 to 3 now. Generate's back on a purchase here. We do have Takas with the ult. See if that comes into effect. Already seeing very early progress. Checking behind this one way as well. Looking to try and maybe take that space. That's going to be good there. But look at this adjustment as well. FUT going with a 3-man through market. TP up towards that little spot above. No one being noted there. Got to be careful of the Kabi, but they should be just fine. The tank on the swing, but it's going to be 2 again going towards FUT. That's the site now under control. Crack still has market as well. This is a huge position to hold. And while Yeda J's alive, they still have the utility behind. Lovely from Takas. Pops the ult. Cadaver next step in. As a little stunning shot from Mr. Fallen. But this needs a lot. He's one off from his ult here. It's just a tap. That wall was in the way. Bayer's down low. Flash in. He's got one. Oh!
Good shot, so.
Bloody hell. 5 HP the difference. And you're right, this is just going to be a brawl the whole way through, isn't it? This is just one of those games.
I think the way that both teams are playing right now, how FUT does all these contact plays, how they're setting Yeda J up to do a lot of these lurk plays through middle, through market, and just how with the Sage wall coming up, isolating angles. Hey, you can't come through B main. We're going to do this double swing onto market and try to take these duels. It is going back and forth, and really you can't predict, even when it comes down to like a 3-on-3 situation. You don't have no idea which way the round's going to swing.
Yeah, it's high octane between these two. We've got those big ults coming online, at least for FUT. On the other side, I mean, yeah, they are valuable as well. That Rolling Thunder, the ult as well was seen head there. There's some key pieces, but Takas this time.
The camera's got info on main, and the paranoia is going to come in from the back lines.
How far
does premature.
Happens to the best of us, Josh. Don't judge. But again, Yeda J kind of being inserted up towards middle. Play this out a little bit if he fancies. But they're going to have to re-clear B main. They still need to kind of clear through this one. Takas has taken that space. It's going to cost them util.
And the full gamble away from A as well. They don't care, Gentlemates. They realize they have the res.
Oh, I thought he might have had one on that. Looked so close.
This lurk positioning, this is what I'm afraid of right now because... Oh, just gonna close the market door.
They've got to be aware of the chance of it because he has been playing that a couple of times now.
Yeah, but he should break that door down, create a little bit of pressure for this team to come out B main.
Yeah, you can see that they were trying to target towards market, and actually that's a massive reward right in the back lines. Whalers gets cleared on site, and it was Cadaver who got out of dodge. He's the one who avoided that Rolling Thunder from Mr. Fallen, but that's going to be a save. They got to pull the plug on this one. That hit was just very well crafted.
It was good designed by FUT. I'm a little let down by how Gentlemates approached that round. They had the res, they have KO ultimate. They are able to construct something a little bit better, maybe take Natank, put him part of that pack who's doing the fight. If someone goes down, they can get the trade, they can get the res, use that wall to protect that a little bit, and then they have the retake potential still for A with that KO ultimate. But it seemed a little limp where we have just Takas alone inside of main. Where's the backup? The paranoia came out, you had the control, you know FUT's gonna retake it or speed up on A. Why are we kind of alone there?
And again, we are seeing kind of the new freedom to Gentlemates. We have to see how well they can kind of play in these situations without the coaching staff that we came to know behind them. See how it fares going forward, as they are going to pump the brakes here. This is the timeout they're going to be calling. Now they've got those still same 3 ults that they had just a moment ago. So
if we look at kind of how the scoreline is shaping up though, FUT has 4 basically gun rounds to Gentlemates' 1. And that is a very good indicator of how FUT is feeling.
See if there's any early aggression. We saw it before towards that B main push. That was obviously with Takas there.
Good scan, gets 2. And Gentlemates has a pretty good idea of how FUT's starting these rounds. 2-1-2, 2-2-1 type of openings here. Getting that B main control.
Oh, the shoulder there. And the tank's one of the 2 players who have the Vandal, the rifle. So going to see him invest the heal towards himself. Get himself back in the better position if he can. So I don't even think the others have armor. So, you know, tell a lie, Whalers does. So maybe he could consider dropping out to him if that becomes a possibility. But for now, the swing. Good from Cadaver to find 1, but that's one of those 2 rifles gone now. Can't really be policed too much or done too much with, but now they found both of them at least.
Right. And I think you're absolutely right. They should switch those weapons off, not only for the HP, but there is that res potential as well. If Natank, he's the one dueling, he doesn't get to res himself, but if Whalers dies and Natank gets a trade, boom, you can get that res off.
Takas now. A little
Second guessing himself.
Yeah, I think he's missed a bit of timing here. Yeah, getting paranoid. So, you know, the other lane was open. CNED real hot on his heels. Slowing him down and bringing him back to earth here. Plant should be on the way. No real threats about that one. And no real chances for any of these reses either. You can see where they died and the value of it here not looking feasible unless they get, you know, a quick pick or something that really springboards them in.
I think if they get a kill on the site and use that Cypher hat to get the information to approach it, I think that's one way to go for it. Otherwise, probably save this Vandal into a next round. Let the, I mean, they don't even get the orbs. It doesn't do anything. They all have ults. All they do is get FUT closer to their ults.
Yeah, 2 off from the fish ult for Krax as well. Pretty nearby.
I hope the timeout that Gentlemates took wasn't for this round, but for the round coming up now, because they need to be able to convert that. If they don't convert that and they let FUT have not only this lead, we know how much momentum-based this team is. If they get their foot in the door, they're going to start running away with the half, and they're going to feel even more confident, take these duels. They're already winning the duels, and it's just going to make them even more confident and start snowballing.
That's what we're waiting to see. How does it look going in now? Gotta see what that timeout was for. You are hoping, you are imagining it's this 9th round. Only 1 ult for FUT on the other side. That is that TP. 2 off from the fish, as said in the previous. So that's still there with Krax. That could come out here if he's able to get that going. But we're still seeing some... I mean, to be fair, the Guardian on Neon isn't exactly bad, so that'll be fine. But
the setup on A, though, is screaming to me that they want to do something aggressive, they want to do something together, and they want to do something where they can capitalize on that Sage res. But FUT is not here at all. They are doing the same opening, but they have nobody towards A here. They realize they're just going to smoke it. We go back to it after the first 15, 20 seconds of the round, and here we get to see it. Mr. Fallen on his way back. Gentlemate's starting to feel the pressure of not seeing anyone, not having the map, and losing that market door now.
It's hard to stay in a stack like this, and that might just draw them back.
Just that one stun.
That's keeping 4 players here. Obviously, Mr. Fallen doesn't know how many players are here, but he's calling out something. He's noted something. They've got a somewhat decent enough read here.
These guys need to reclear mid together, Gentlemates. They need mid. They need to threaten the B main flank with that KO ulti. If it is FUT gonna get into B site and get that plant off for free.
But yeah, the J's been here so often. This time stunned. Oh, come off it! What the hell? Takas should have had him dead to rights, but Yellow J, being the biggest nuisance in the world, finally goes down. The tank can get Takas back up. Plant is in, though.
The flank.
Yeah, backline being pressured, not clean enough on the first attempt, but he's going to keep eyes drawn, keep them split with their attention, and isolates the fight. Mr. Fallen goes down, good trade. Back towards the B site here. Pain Shell preemptive on. You've still got the paranoia. You've still even got Wingman there with Krax too.
That wall is still up for Natank.
Ooh,
that will be their saving grace.
I can see him looking for it. Cleared this time. Natank's got to be the one to kind of get that wall going. There it is. Now this
in front of it.
Takas! And now can he get there in time? TP! He's going to get there in the last couple of seconds. Dives in!
Time.
The tank! I don't know if he's got the time. He absolutely does with a second or so to spare. The tank and that wall coming in clutch.
Natank wasn't on the wall that time. It was at a captain. But Natank knocked him off that wall. Like Humpty Dumpty, I don't know.
Hey, it worked. And again, I don't know what the game plan was with that 4-play stack, but it kind of worked. I thought this was over. When Yellow J is just bailing him out.
That trade was so big, that res, that flank from Cadaver, that even just being able to, he got spotted, he stayed alive after. It is so important to stay alive, because if you're alive, you're pressure.
Yeah.
If you're dead, they realize, hey, we can all focus on the site. Big opening.
Mid-challenge, we haven't seen this yet. That's a small change up here. He's gonna have to TP out, but it's put the fear of God in them for at least a second. Have to maybe clear this again if they fancy using this later on. Yeah, you can see them running through some of the, I guess, replenishable utility. You can get Dizzy back, that's not an issue. But Just making sure he's not lingering around anywhere else. Sunk a little bit of the clock, but they've left A pretty absent.
They know that Yetterjay's been in middle a lot. He's been a thorn on the sides. They want to clear him out together. Once they clear this out, they'll have good rotations. Really deep down mid now.
The timing on Yetterjay might be mad, though. But
He's running. They hear it. Easy catch. Trips go down.
There shouldn't be any reason he checks this. Oh! What was that shot? Please get it from the POV of him. That is wild. Just heard the fish ult go in as well, I believe. Left. Cleared through sight. You got the backline being watched. Whatever has been... Oh my god! Belting shot from him. We've got some bailouts coming in from Gentlemates here. Now, they want to get the plant down for FUT. Time's now on their side. The backline feels unsafe, but it's being checked again by Mr. Fallen. You've still got CNED and Cracks here. Dizzy still in hand. Smoke just went in. There's the second go of Thrash as well. That's 2 players spotted on CT there. Good info. Waiting with the Dizzy. Could help CNED. There's the ult. Gonna be noted, gonna be seen. The Dizzy was good, but he's got to keep them at bay here. Isolate a fight, he can't do it. And Attack now gonna be getting steps towards the site. Start that defuse, get that pressure building. The wall's in as well, and you can see them starting to have to fight, have to face this. The tank is seeing this one, but it's running low on time. I don't know if they've got the time for this. Ooh, that time you don't. That time you don't. Real down to the wire stuff though. How much are we seeing these guys getting so close?
Back and forth all game, and it really started from that first round as well. That pistol, it set the pace for the rest of it. Jeez.
That was quick as hell. Siri he shouldn't have had any idea a player was there to react so quickly. It's nuts.
And that Raze paint shell nerf, you can see it right there in action. Just knowing he can tank this, I'll be okay. It's not gonna, get me here.
Go back in. But the problem is, these up and down rounds, the back and forth is going to be keeping the money of Gentlemates in a really rough spot. Just that Bulldog, couple of Sheriffs, you do have that Neon ult, so maybe might see that make an appearance if it seems like it could have some impact.
Gentlemates has had good gamble stacks, but he need a perfect pop flash here.
And CNED is just disrespecting this. He's happy to walk out. He's been rewarded a couple of times from it too. This time decides to back away. And see what FUT decide to do now with that first blood in their side.
Not ready yet.
The 2-2 split for Gentlemates is not ideal for them.
I know exactly where.
That hat's gonna reveal all. 5 versus 2 either site. They're gonna go straight into the beat split through market.
Yeah, the pace now. Pain Shell going towards the back of the pillar. Oh, Natang, careful. He'll luckily get away, but you could see there was almost a moment where he got caught. I think some fine chip damage came flying through there as well, but still. Looking like the underhand flash. Yeah, Ada Captain was already around the corner. Perfect from FUT. And Takas can have his work cut out in middle. Almost being baited in, Yetterjay. That is nasty. Got to know where these final 2 players are, especially off the ult that came through from Yetterjay earlier. And hello. That's going to be a good amount of info. And seeing it clear in 1. And Cracks on the second. Just beautiful stuff there. And Lucia flawless, kind of navigating all those potential threats, making sure they didn't walk into that Bulldog either. Everything ticking the box here.
7-2 basically in rounds after that second round. Gentlemates picked up pistol, picked up the next one, go into bonus, and FUT from that point on have won 7 of the last, 9 rounds. Full control of this, winning out the duels, closing out those clutches. A couple of really tight rounds that Gentlemates won, including the Natank with the 1 second left on the spike defuse.
No, FUT look good here. Gentlemates again. Under the burden on them here to try and get back through a little more. Get a couple, I'd say a couple more rounds, get what they can out of this half really, but...
This is an attacker smoke, by the way. Enables Cracks to get across here. Listen for some info.
That's a nice question mark they can place. What does FUT do now, though?
They heard that door close at the start of the round. They want to go and utilize that somehow. Opening pick.
CNED, he's looking good today. Now, if he looks back towards middle, they could be in all sorts of trouble. Fortunately, It's not where he's looking for them.
They clear him.
I mean, it's how the captain sat in the corner. Whalers had his eyes set on one, but still the trades are all perfect from FUT. They re-establish a control in market, and a captain never really getting threatened. He can get out of there as he pleases. And once again, Gentlemate's stuck almost at the door here, struggling. Take those next steps, and look at this post plant setup now. Look at the stall. Mosh goes in. The knife not even confirm it. Yeah, it's beautiful. FUT, this post plant is nearly unbreakable. Kadavra can make a go, but he's taken so much damage in just that first attempt. This is looking like a strong half close here for FUT. They want this one done. And a captain bounding in, beautiful. FUT, yeah, well-rounded here, Josh. I think that's the only thing we can say.
Doing a great job. Gentlemates didn't even have some of the worst reads ever. They had some decent reads. They had a couple of good gamble stacks. There were a few rounds that could have gone a little bit in their favor. You know, had 1 or 2 kills, trades. The thinnest, slimmest of margins could have, you know, swung in their favor. I wish their executions of some of their ideas were a little bit tighter. Okay. If they had timed the flash with a push better instead of just straight up dry walking into places. We've seen them get lined up on multiple occasions where, you know, people like Ada Captain was able to almost line them up, find an opening kill and stay alive for FUT instead of getting instantly traded. Gentlemates needed to tighten that up. It's not over yet. They need this pistol though if they want to have a chance in this map.
Yeah, 50% of their rounds came from the pistol at the start, really.
Yep.
They need a bit of that to go forward, close the gap towards FUT, who are poised in position with 8. Mr. Fallen's going to get the contact. He needs to back away. And actually gets it. Ooh, he's stuck here now. How much? Oh, and the tank with a great shot on Cracks. And the follow-up.
Good start.
Stunning from Gentlemates. That should be the sight on a platter. You couldn't ask for a better beginning than that. Plant should be almost instantaneous. CT locked off as well. And they've got late mid presence. Oh man, it's dreamy.
My camera is destroyed.
They got it all going right here. Paranoia primed on contact. There it is, all preemptive. Didn't get out of captain, but still, an attack now with 3. Maybe on for the ace, who knows? Just that classic looking so good. That could have been 5, but it gets halted at 4. But great progress on the ult as well. He's got a lot going from there, but beautiful round. And that's enough to at least keep that scoreline within touching distance.
A couple of the things that we didn't get to see that round were 2 things. One is Natank actually put the Sage Wall deep into the defender spawn there. That's how they were able to fully focus on that A link. And the other thing was how Whalers approached the flank through middle. He was sitting behind there, but he didn't start to progress until FUT showed their hand at A link that they wanted to start that retake, and then Whalers was going. He was securing the round, and he played that perfectly. He didn't get a kill. But that's the hidden impact type of thing that sometimes you make the right play, you don't get rewarded for it.
No. And the reward for their success is a pretty beefy buy. You got Vandals coming out, you got all sorts here. Bulldog as well for Bayaz. Just Whalers sitting on a Ghost and Kadavra a little down on a Spectre, but still on the other side, just classics. And looking like they want to set a little bit of a trap towards middle. That was maybe the game plan. Whalers got to be cautious.
Stun flash.
Isolated fight, no chance to catch anything here. Whalers up to the task now.
Does he get chased here?
Yeah, he does, and he gets closed down on. Yeah, the J opens up a chance. Spike's only just going down on the sites. They're still trying to hunt down Kadavra. Oh, good pick on out of captain. Should be safe, and they are. Nice from Gentlemates, and the tank is 1 away from his ult already.
And only Whalers going down there. He had a Ghost, not a big investment into that.
Yep.
What we need to see, though, from the tank is, we didn't get to see it in the first half, was that as soon as he had that res up, it was 3 or 4 rounds before they did something where he was part of the pack, where he was able to be in a position to even use the res. We need to see it where he's with his team here, and he's able to capitalize on that res, sending someone in first, probably Takas, maybe Bayaz. But it's been Kadavra, I feel like, that's been on the opening duels for most of the game for this team.
Yeah. And I saw them toying with the idea of an operator there, but deciding against it. It's Takas, well, some pace here. Gonna try and set the tone and tempo.
That's the res up. Kadavra has that mid-control with Whalers.
Yeah. This is good starts. These are really nice foundation blocks, and they've got Takas safely in this corner. He can stay here if he fancies. Slowly drifting away, looking at where Bears is off to as well. Checking on that back line, where do they decide to finish on this? You've already got 3 players from FUT on B.
Cover going
Hard for them
out.
to work against. Smoke from the other side of the map going back in.
Knife's just back up now. Reclearing elbow, sees nothing.
Oh, look at the amount of movement it's caused, though. This is really good. All
getting
just
everything.
Bears. All just Bears. I think they're, pausing for a second because they're like, we've only heard KO util. That's weird. And it's only Bears, but they have to respond to it somewhat, right? You've still got CNED here. Yeah,
Huge read from FUT. They know.
They know. They've stuck around on this, and they're going to be rewarded now. But can they still deal with it? Mr. Fallen's going to find Kadabra. The backline threat still going on. CNED in that battle. He's won it. Now the Dizzy comes in, and Yedajay's got his. And now down to 2. Natank and Whalers. This positioning, Whalers could have been an issue, but it gets just clocked at the last second there. Forced back to fight. Great shot time, though. 12 seconds, and they don't have a plant here. Don't have a safe way to plant either. Looking like this might be all she wrote for this round. And they call it where it is. For a bonus, still diligent, still very good. But 3 alive for FUT, they'll be happy with that. And how the hell did they just didn't over-respond? They had such a good read there, FUT.
I think the Gentlemans had a great idea. They had the control of B main. They go back, they knife, they reclear. Hey, I don't see anything here yet. I'm going to go progress a little bit further. He ends up getting a kill, Beaz. He keeps going in. But I think once FUT lost that player there, they realized, hey, like if we rotate now, we're not going to be able to get there in time anyways. Let's just hold our position. If they happen to cut B, if it's a fake, we have a winning chance, a fighting chance. If they go A, we're in the retake anyways.
This is the scary part, though, because as soon as I start seeing those rifles coming out for FUT, they start looking better and better. But this was the first attempt for Genemates, and that was a bonus. So I wait with a little more bated breath than that. But this attempt has to be on point. I want to see what they run here, what they do, what the approach is. Beaz working towards ult as well. Still ways off. 1 off for Yedajay, 2 away for CNED. So a couple of the FUT players getting quite nearby.
Similar opening to last round for Gentlemates, but this time they are grouping together back to A.
So we still add a captain here, and you've got CNED as well. We're seeing Crack sitting kind of, I guess, back B, top mid, just kind of holding in case anyone does decide to come through, but he's a quick rotate. Smoke gonna go in. And the one-way finally goes down, but they're ahead of this. Beaz gonna keep that pressure there. Doesn't catch CNED on the knife, but they're committing to this. They're creeping much closer now.
It's only really Beaz that's shown himself again, so FUT might think it's the same opening as last round.
I do like it, just kind of toying with them almost, right? It's like, oh, I know that knife and flash is here. And once, again, if it's any more than just Beaz, okay, now they've seen more. You can see CNED instantly calling that. That should cause a rotation. CNED's stunned. He needs help here. There's no way he gets to keep his life, or surely not. Oh my God. And it was individual. Takat's on his own here. Krax gets a follow-up, secures his other side. Kadabra floods a side, but out of captain. That should be securing the round. The spike can no longer make it towards the site. That's double digits for FUT. That's 10. That's 4 alive. The tank, no opportunity to bring that res out, really. Dead and buried. FUT looking good now. Getting things in hand. We need an answer from Gentlemates.
They need to take a timeout.
Yes.
They absolutely need to. Right now, it's not even a matter of the ideas. The ideas are there. They've been there all game. It's the execution. I'm going to bring it up again. It needs to be a little bit tighter. They needed to go and hit their timing there. They got spotted on the double peak, and they didn't instantly capitalize on CNED. They didn't instantly lock him down. He was stunned. He was paranoid. But the spacing is just not there.
Gotta work on it, gotta get themselves in this. Again, when you're playing against the higher end of the table in this league, when you're playing against these teams who are ascending internationally, you leave those faults, you leave those flaws, they will be pressured, they will be made a problem of. Peekaboo, Mr. Fallen didn't expect that at all. Massive work from Takas, gets a rifle, and keeps going, it looks like. Okay, Yedajay. A weird start from both, really,
Scrappy.
but yeah, just messy stuff. There's still info there, plant is in. Now remember, look at the purchase here for Gentlemates. It's sheriffs, it's bits and pieces, it's gonna be hard. Whalers has got to be the big man now. All's in place, Beaz gets cleared. Sight done for Whalers.
There you go.
Oh, that's the man you needed to see. 3 back back-to-back for him. And now 1v1. Yeah, the J's got him. 11 for FUT. He's up, he's roaring. Gentlemates got dangerous there. They got close on that sort of round. A strange beginning over towards Market, but a round for FUT nonetheless.
That was a really good retake there. And I really love what J did there at the end. As he's getting Cypher scanned, he is on the spike defuse. He lets it scan him while he's defusing, instantly gets off, realizes that, hey, the peek's gonna come in now. He's able to capitalize on that. That AoE from that showstopper, and that lineup again. It's so many lineups this game. Usually it's been out of captain that's been getting them, but here, that big 3K for Whalers almost turned the tides.
Go. 11. Big scoreline. Gentlemates, what are you going to do now? What's the plan now? You've got to buy. You still got that Res in the tank. You've got Cadaver's TP.
It's like round 3.
Yeah, that's the sting of it all. But it feels like they're waiting for that opportune moment, which I can't blame them. But at this point, they're going to run out of opportunities to even bring it in. Bay has 2 off from his. Takas as well. Oh, Cned. Just surgical down middle. Takes out Takas. That's him removed from the round. I mean, Res could come out. Is this the time for it? Might be. I think
they
just
might want to get a little bit more space before they commit to that.
You
but...
will not kill my ally.
Oh,
Christ,
perfect.
Christ. Oh, man. So ready. Mr. Fallen. Just adding insult to injury on that one. There it goes, and they look a little lost without a plan here. It looks like they don't know quite where to go now. I'm surprised we didn't see a timeout hit for potentially this. I think they only used 1 in that first half here. You can already see the setup waiting. Got that Dizzy. You got to add a captain who'll get the spot first. Paranoia ready. Dizzy goes in. Cned goes out. Just springboards forward. Cned and cracks in unison. Whalers again trying to do what he can, but look at the odds against him. Look at the numbers against him. What are you meant to do? 12 for FUT. Feeling like the inevitable pressure is hitting, and Gentlemates running out of steam.
FUT is a step ahead every single time. They knew as soon as they got that kill, let's keep the advantage. Mr. Fallen has that, knows that the body's there. They're pinging it, probably has that aftershock already. I think if Gentlemates wants to invest that res, they need to put a little bit of pressure on the map, maybe break that market door, maybe threaten through middle a little bit to get Mr. Fallen off of that have. Usually it means fast towards B,
yes. Could
sometimes mean fast towards A. I wonder if FUT's gonna get in their faces to block it, but it looks like they're not gonna go for anything quick here. Maybe a little misdirection first.
Let's see how this looks. Okay, Takas has to get out here. I like this from FUT though, right out of the timeout, instantly gonna take some space somewhere. Play something a little different. Take the ult orb as well.
Insult to injury.
Yeah, and it's gonna force, if Gentlemates want to take this space back, they've got to invest util towards it. They've got to show their hand a little bit here. Doing this contact would be pretty brazen. At least one of those stuns now used up here. Re-smoke deeper. This is a tricky situation. Mr. Fallen playing with fire.
So much time wasted. 40 seconds gone.
Ooh, that's some damage too.
Utility gone. No molly, no paranoia. 1 less flash, 1 less slow. 50 seconds remaining, and Gentlemates, they need to make a decision. They just need to pick something and do it. They still have that KO ultimate, but the big gamble stack for FUT, they have the camera watching elbow, the trips watching mid and A-link, the full gamble stack towards B. Gentlemates, they're gonna walk into their death.
Just the fake TP there, and the burst comes in. Cned trying to maybe preempt, try and hold him back. This is good. Gentlemates pressuring the issue. Takas opening the site. Now there's more players here than maybe Gentlemates would expect. Rez been kind of toyed with as well, gonna get, who was it? Bayer's back on his feet. And it's down to cracks, and J, I don't think they'll be able to make as much impact as they'd like. They don't have control towards market. They have very few safe springboards in, and already flanks on the way. Takas wants to threaten the back here too. Make sure this one's wrapped up, put a bow on. Lovely burst from Gentlemates.
FUT has nothing to lose here.
Time starting to dwindle.
Put down.
That's Takas gone. Make it costly.
Oh my.
Hell, they can get pretty close on this one.
They still have Wingman for the defuse.
Yeah, but it's running low on time. J making a damn good go of things. He's a nuisance, he's a threat, and he's almost aced him. But he's just got no time. Has to try and back away, will lose life, as does Bayaz. So, FUT stopped at 12. Gentlemates get their 7th. That took a lot to get there, though.
It was expensive in the end there.
Yeah.
That's one of those situations where FUT had the perfect read of the situation. They knew it's going to be a B hit. They were in the perfect positions for it to deal with it, but I don't think they had a plan behind it. Hey, it's going to be B, let's stack B, but they didn't talk about who was going to go where, what they're watching, how they're going to respond to certain situations, and they fell apart.
Yeah, Jay getting a nice little read here as well. Knows that the money is in a precarious place. That light armor is going to be coming out. So he gets to have the time of his life. In a tank? They're just going right up middle. There's so many players here, though, already. Oh! Banger of a shot from the tank. And they fade away slightly. FUT have cleared behind this, though. And now there might be a little bit of danger here. Got to be cautious, could get overwhelmed. Gadava's gone down, the tank trying to hit some worthy shots, but these trades have brought it back to a 3v3. Now there could be some issues. A minute on the board and the ults come out.
This might be all she wrote. J with that outlaw as well against light armor, light shields.
Yep.
It's one bullet.
Oh, and he's got potentially 2 here. Forced off the angle well. A little bit of trade out. Oh, Takas! The miracle worker in these moments, leaving Mr. Fallen with nothing more to achieve. Takas, great work at the end there. I thought that one was wrapped up, but there's life in them yet. How the hell did they do that?
Hanging on by a thread.
Yeah.
By a thread.
Woof.
These mid fights, I mean, jeez, it's been actually 20 rounds of messy, sloppy, just a slugfest.
Yeah.
Even the rounds you think are just like clean and over, 2 versus 4, I'm taking you all down with me. And everyone's dead to the spike explosion.
Yep. Okay, so we're gonna see FUT's money held. They're gonna take a lighter purchase here, just that hero vandal on CNED. The rest, Sheriff's and a Stinger. Obviously now, no one's watching this. So they've got quite a bit of freedom here.
That's an attacker's smoke.
Yep.
Is that a bait?
I mean,
To make them walk in? Wheeler spots him.
Did he see CNED?
I don't know.
It doesn't look like he did, because no one else is turning around here. Bayaz, you might just get the
timing.
Surprise of your life. Yeah, gonna catch him there. This is now an issue. They've got to kind of scramble back. And look, the spike over towards
stun.
Tiles. As Jay's found a tank. And now there's problems galore everywhere. Quick TP, Gadava's in so much trouble. 8 HP has been spotted. Needs to get towards the site here. He's just crossing, hoping for the best. He's praying that Takas has his back. Luckily he does. Plant gonna come in now. But a 3v4, difficult. Takas gonna get out of captain down.
He's going for more.
I mean, that's bold play, but I guess with the Rolling Thunder and the Showstopper, maybe they don't allow them a chance to bring it in, but the HP's so low. Look at it, 18 between the 2 of them. Takas and Gadavra barely breathing, barely alive, and above we go. J takes down 1. They know Takas was close. Stunned up, gotta hit that shot, and he can't. It's all on Whalers. And he's got to face the music, left in pieces. FUT close out in the end, 13-8.
Jeez, I don't really have much more.
Losses and 1 win, that's it. It's not been a good map as of late, but they were losing to the likes of Fnatic and Heretic. So contextually, you get a little bit more of an idea. And for Gentlemates, it has been sometimes a bit of a balm of, you know, some of their worse maps. It kind of rounds out their map pool a little bit better. So this could be a big opportunity for them. What do you make of the comps, though?
I think that the double duelist is definitely going to be something that Gentlemates needs to get a lot of value out on this attack side. I don't think they can come out weak at all here, and already they might be going right into this trap Mr. Fallen set up with that fault line for that B main execute. So if this is a real commit here, it could be a real catastrophe. But that mid walk up, that lurk, CNED, is he gonna know?
He just looked away. There is a gap in the timing now.
That's
Look
smoke into
how
heaven.
close they are. He is not, okay, something's gone terribly wrong. CNED has now seen all of them and he's just on red alert. There is problems everywhere. Cracks, get your gun out. You know there are people towards heaven. What are you up to? There was a real opportunity there to maybe make a mistake. Now, pause. The whole map feels a little funky here. It's all a little topsy-turvy. And it's a quick pivot from Gentlemates, actually. Not wanting to continue along that B trajectory. They're looking towards A. Nice mosh as well. Really bought some stall there. God, this util is just so suffocating through heaven. Between Cracks and YellaJ, they're being stalled out here. 2 on the site. 1 watching the push through on CT. Kadavra has found CNED, so actually CT looking a little bit more open. YellaJ unaffected by the stun, needs to keep his teammates safe, and he does! Cracks swings on the other side of Pillar, leaving just Kadavra really trying to control towards heaven. It's all now down to 1. The knives are out. YellaJ up in their faces already.
That entire sequence, start to finish, as soon as CNED had that awkward timing, that weird situation in heaven, catching each other like by surprise, like what's going on here? I think Gentlemates put themselves in a trap situation as soon as they realized, hey, the jig is up, and they decided to rotate all through 5 players, 5 through vents. But they have no space on A. They don't know where they can go. They don't know if ramp's clear. I think that stalled them out so much, that mosh on top of that, and Gentlemates, they had no recourse. They were done for once they decided to rotate all of them there together. Leave someone in B heaven, maybe. You give yourself a fallback plan.
You saw how close they got, though. It feels by the fate of the gods that FUT got away with that a little bit, because the timing up towards heaven, if that went the other way, you know, knife edge sort of stuff. So
it was that last player that came up. I think it was Natang coming up.
Just got caught by it.
If he didn't come up through Mail at that exact moment, then I think Gentlemates completely sneaks by CNED. Neither of them have any idea that each other are there, and then they're able to catch Cracks and spawn, and way different outcome of the round. But it's an extension of this first map. Scrappy, sloppy, never know what you're really going to expect until the last moment.
And into this, though, the only one really with utility left is Bayaz. No one else can really help out right now. Whalers, no smoke in effect yet. Don't know how long's left on that one, but still. Kadavra, the only one there with the Sheriff too, and I think it's the tank who's got some. So looking to maybe slowly creep towards A, looking to see if there's any opportunities building. And Caesar's going with a paint shell somewhere. Just lob that up.
That was on mid. But I don't know if they were comboing it with anything, if it was just the paint shells or if there was a
something else?
Something else? I don't know what.
Yeah.
Something.
I mean, I guess Cracks is on that side, so maybe been like, I don't know, maybe we'll catch it on a replay. For now, Bayaz might have to just face the music, and he does. And to see a flawless here in round 2. FUT very quickly getting past this, ticking the box. And again, if you are someone like, you know, a fan of the team of FUT or even the team themselves, you can imagine they've got to go back and been looking at working through Split a little bit as well. They've had a couple of those hard games against high-end teams. Again, you're Fanatics, right.
Well, there you go.
Death, cool. I mean, they've had some very hard losses on this map against some very good teams, so they should have been in the workshop again, maybe looking to fine-tune some stuff. Now I want to see what happens with the Outlaw as well, because right side of the map, and they got light armor. So Charles Neddington.
This is also a big test because FUT lost the pistols in the previous map, and if they're able to capitalize on this bonus round, which Gentlemates wasn't able to do in the last map, then FUT could have a really good start. They'll have the map lead, a huge buffer into this next map, and that momentum on their side.
See them pausing, waiting for the rotation to come back around. CNED, I think he's got a pretty good read at this, and he's got a nice line of sight to work from, and they are all so squishy to this gun. He doesn't care, he's going to disrespect this. Yeah, of course he is. Has a little bit of a peek. Going to get away with his life as well. Calling reinforcements if they need it. They do at least have the Cypher utility up towards Vent, so they should have a little bit of safety in that fact. It might just be removed in a second. That should be quite telling in itself.
I mean, the fact that they had 3 there at the opening, Takas, Natang, and Bayaz, was a pretty big signal.
Here.
This lurk up from Kadavra.
They've been almost catching a time in there through kind of Mail a couple of times now. At a captain, got to be careful. Gentlemates are on the way. Smoke's just gone in. This position from YellaJ is nasty to try and clear, though. You can see the stall coming. I thought maybe the paranoia would have been working long enough to actually help him out a little bit, but at a captain, just waiting down below. In the depths, going to catch the tag as they one by one filter through. FUT unmoved by this, unthreatened by this. Stunned up, put down. FUT in firm control.
I think FUT, deeper look at how they're able to stay in control there. I don't think they looked at B main at all. They realized everyone from Gentlemates is coming up from middle through that B heaven area. They didn't look towards B main because they knew, hey, Kadavra, he's the Cypher, he's the Lurker, he's coming up through mid. We know that the rest of the players were all outside A at the start of the round, and they didn't really have the plan to go B until CNET basically put them down.
Yeah. A little bit unnerving here. A rough start for some of the Gentlemates players as well, not off the starting blocks yet. You want to see them building a little early, maybe keep that confidence up. They had a competitive map 1, 13-8 in the end, and now put down to Sheriffs. Now they've caught a couple of moments of chance through towards Mailroom there.
Cage triggered.
Let's see if maybe you want to explore that again. At least get towards ramp, clear the camera. They now know that Heaven is no longer safe. Yeah, the J got to be careful. They're on the side of caution. See the rest of Gentlemates exploring other parts of the map as well. Up towards middle. A very passive hold from Cracks over there. There's the late presence. So they've got a good idea of what's going on here. May not expect the main control, but okay, CNET on the trade. Takas did open things up. Good timing from Mr. Fallen to check back towards B main.
But there's no follow-up. They're also split from Gentlemates.
Oh, individual.
Spike down mid.
No trade possible. Yeah, the J's just buying time.
Left.
He's gone down now.
He got his.
Now, if we had a little bit of, I don't know, some je ne sais quoi to the round, there could be some threat to this.
15 seconds, though. It has to be a B commit, and I wouldn't be surprised if FUT just decides to run away from the spike at this point.
It's getting really late on the time, but Bayaz going down. That chance is gone. So Whalers looking maybe just to keep that Phantom in hand here and just dip away. FUT playing a very patient game there, not really falling into all that temptation that Gentlemates are trying to put out.
And when I'm looking at this, I do wonder about that whole coaching change, about how it looks like Gentlemates is playing a little bit more loose and more about defaulting and trying to find openings and try to figure out what the setup from FUT is and then try to make a plan after that fact. We're not really seeing a lot of clear-cut ideas of what they want to do and them controlling the game. And I do wonder if that change with the approach once, you know, existence is no longer here, is that biting them right now hard, where one game they get to see that freedom and how it enables them to do things, but if you don't have that freedom or you're not getting anything done with that freedom, what do you have to fall back on? Where is that foundation? Where are your set plays?
And I think we're going to find out the answer of that impact.
Jeez.
Bloody hell. That was close on either side. So Tank walks away with 33, Mr. Fallen 47. Bayer's going to be really clear in the space. So now noting 2 players at least here towards B main. That's about all the information you're going to get from this for now. And we can already see them starting to fall right back around towards this A side. Yeah, I think the question mark about, you know, the fallback plan once they do get no clear answers early on will be interesting. There we go. Good info. Yeah, the J's got to be careful now.
Careful now.
Only the same player noted, but they can feel that pressure coming. Cracks, is he ready? Investing it to the left and swinging on the right, but he sees nothing so far. Gentlemates do have site control. Doesn't feel quite safe for a plant, but now they're going to go for it. Smokes are up. They've got a little bit of safety, but a 5v5 post plant gets messy. Looking at the ults as well, you've got CNED there. You've got Yellow Jays. And it looks like there goes the beginning to it all. CNED want to take the space here. That might be, well, Takas gone. It is. Connection on it. Gentlemates looking to try and retake towards Heaven. Prioritize that as their next step here. Kadavra doing well to try and get that captain down, but already the defuse is being started. They got to try and address this one. Wingman's on the case. He's on the defuse.
I just don't know. Like, right now, CNET has a 100% success rate with that showstopper, getting that opening kill. 5 versus 5 retake, and it looked like Gentlemates, they didn't really have an idea of how they wanted to do that. It seemed like, hey, it's planted for Heaven, we're going to go back, but only one player's on the site, that's Takas. And FUT, they just never misstep right now. They're playing perfect.
And there's something to be said, it can be quite hard to play clean Valorant when someone is playing hard to predict Valorant against you if they're being a little bit more, you know, fast and loose on the fly. But you're seeing the reward here. And that is a big amount of info as well off the Dizzy. Quick smoke towards CT, and it looks very simplistic, very direct, just straight on in. The attack looking to trying to clear on side. He's done just that. No one took him to actually. Oh, okay. EMEA did catch Takas at least. I thought, oh, they're getting caught here. They had the start they wanted, but the spike hasn't crossed yet. That's with Bayaz. And now there's a little bit of difficulty here. CT is open, but no one's going to be actively watching that. There's at least a chance for him to get across, but pause here. Whalers smoke just about coming back up now. Gonna pop that up towards heaven.
They still have to deal with the crossfire from ramp and spawn screens. Mr. Fallen ready to aftershock on that spike plant and then push out with it.
And now the captain's got safety on towards ramp here. This is beautifully done. FUT again not giving any chances, any opportunities. Gentlemates look a little lost here. I wouldn't be surprised to see a timeout. Bayaz looking to keep them in this, bail them out, but a 1v3, which was a 1v4, a lot to ask. No plan either. Players left, right, and center. There's nowhere to go. There's got to be a timeout here. There needs to be the panic button hit, because Gentlemates are not getting what they need.
And that was the first real fast round that we saw from Gentlemates. They opened up really quick. They got that opening kill. Sight was free right here, 5 versus 4. And then it just slowly falls apart. We're losing a player lurking up a ramp on that heaven fight. We're losing another player, unlucky to a spam through the cage, whatever. But if they kept that 4 versus 4, got that spike planted, kept that ramp control, maybe it's their game to, their round to win. But it's falling apart for them, and FUT again continue to just never make a misstep.
Oh, I quite like this too. Bit risky to do it in this sort of round.
Respect.
3-man mid-walk. Spots out Takas at the very least. Gonna back from this now. Shown enough. They don't want to risk too much. Again, they do have the rifles. They have a lot to lose in that, whereas Gentlemates on the other side, they have one Vandal with Whalers, the rest either Stingers or Sheriffs. Couple of ults to play with, but I don't know if this is the round that you're going to try and bank on it. Tough to use. Late gathering towards A.
Not the ideal situation to use it.
Spike dropped.
And FUT's happy in the setup. They have that kill trip on the middle of the site. They'll try to get that spam kill, maybe from heaven. They have that smoke up to provide cover for it as well.
Oh, that's so much info. That's going to be the rotation's called and a catch. Takas, he's not having luck here at all. He has been caught several times now. Struggling with that Yoru. Sometimes it can really work. Not looking like it now. On the tank, though, opportunity.
No! Oh, God.
Oh, man, this is going from bad to worse. Falling to pieces here. Whaler's still alive, and he's got to be the danger man. He's got to go huge. And, well, he's got a chance to. That could be 2. No, not even going to get it. Bayaz finally shows his hand, but he's been swept. FUT 7 now. Quick work from them. Where is the timeout? Gentlemates need to address this. This is just going terribly wrong.
They need a timeout, not even necessarily to talk about some sort of strategy or tactic that they want to run. They need to do it just to get their emotions in order. What is going on? It's disaster. Everything is falling apart. They've got no control over anything. Right when you think that they have a chance to kind of bring themselves back into it, that Stinger, just keep ADS, get that second burst off, confirm that kill. Why are we going into ADS and out and in and out? Like, just commit to something and do it with conviction.
Yeah, you're starting to see them falling by the wayside here. No timeout called. They want to keep going. They have ult, so to FUT. Quick clear, high priority towards clearing over towards A. They see nothing. It's going to be very telling. So you got to see if YetchJ can keep his life. Because Gentlemates have used everything towards taking this B site, and they're going to get it. They have everything they need here. Can clear out on the way. You're going to see the rest of FUT then working their way back around now. Again.
Spike planted.
They have that rolling thunder as well for this post plant to extend if they need to. Don't lose another one to a spam. They need to make a plan, though. How are you going to defend against this retake? Mr. Fallen, one off of his. Here comes the Thrash, re-hit.
Yeah, this is just going to be probably clearing up towards Pillar. Does at least spot 2 there. One Pillar side, one towards the back of sight. We've got the rest coming through from heaven. We've got a late wrap coming back around. Here comes the ult. That's going to catch at bare minimum 2, if not 3. This should be good, but it's out of Captain. He takes down a tank. Whalers now falls. What's going on here? Kadavra has to go out of his mind. EMEA takes down Takas.
Oh my.
Bayaz and Kadavra. The defuse is happening.
Jeez.
This one is looking over and done with. FUT in full control, and Gentlemates threw everything into that round, and it made no difference.
It's like you think that something worse can't happen, and then the very next round, it's just like you can see it happening. It's in slow motion.
Yeah.
It's like the train. It's the what's that Austin Powers thing with the you know what I'm talking about? It's in slow motion. You're watching this the floor roller thing just steamrolling over, and it's just like the close up on the guy's face is screaming. I don't understand what's happening here, because I could clearly see the intention, the idea behind what Gentlemates wanted.
Love those starting blocks in on 1 kill here. I mean, the highest fragger as well for Gentlemates is on 4. So everyone just being overpowered, outgunned here. And you're right, a limited amount of a plan it felt like at times. Maybe time for an adjustment. Hopefully this timeout gives them an idea, a concept to play with, because they're running on fumes, it feels like. Ooh, that could have been dangerous, toying with it. Identifying that there was pressure here.
We're not seeing Whalers using his smoke at the beginning of the rounds. I think he's been saving it a little too much. I wonder if that's giving FUT a little bit too much space. But here comes a fake B pump. It's going to create that opening for that mid walk. Here comes the lurk. It's like this pistol round all over again, but no follow-up. FUT has a read.
Mr. Fallen with the information. He put his body behind it, loses it. Jay waiting patiently in the back line. So talking about the top frag here, it is this man, TP committed to. He's made it to the back of sight here. Caution being aired. Gentlemates very, very slow and meticulous all the way. And this time, a fair couple of fights, but it's Jay still thriving. The timing, it couldn't be better. Takas starting to heat up though. That's a good pick from him, but an instantaneous trade. Now 2v2. Ada Captain's got a whole lot of kit, so does Krax. They can mosh off one of these areas as well. There's that stun in. Krax spotted. Don't know if they noted Ada Captain dropping down. Both playing in the back cubby here. A little bit of a high-low.
That Dizzy could confirm both.
Only confirms one. Whalers didn't pull the trigger there. Now they know, but he still gets one. The spacing, the timing, just too good. Krax is not letting it slip. FUT looking flawless so far. Just round after round. Gentlemates looked like they had a better plan, then looked like they had a concept to work with, something they had in mind. This 3-2 split, that late pump back through main, and it still falters.
That opening kill, you're thinking Gentlemates, finally, they're gonna get something going. And then Yedajay gets one through the cage, pushes through, gets a second, while they have the paint shells in their hands. And it's just, it's that situation where it's like, he can't keep getting away with this.
He absolutely can. He's sat on 12-4 currently. Big game from him. I know the devs were saying, you know, can they keep up with the likes of what we saw from Benji Fishy on a map like this? Well, he's putting in a damn good performance so far. And at 9-0, you're just hoping Gentlemates get around. It feels cruel almost to see them struggling this much.
And FUT has a really good read on the situation. They're only keeping those 2 players towards B, just spotting for info. That Dizzy spat on 2 players. So FUT understands, hey, Gentlemates open to up the round with like a heavier start towards A here.
Third man in attendance. Couple of question marks on the cross towards ramp. 4 players up there. Yedajay has, it feels like they can't get away from him. He's been everywhere they wanted to go, be it heaven, be it on this side of the map. Deep smoke towards CT. That a little bit different here in a tank.
Want to wrap screens here?
It kind of feels like it. Ada Captain's in a whole lot of trouble too. Unconfirmed damage.
If they go out heaven.
Well, that could be big. But now they've just got the plan. There's the fault line. There's the timing. They didn't clear Ada Captain. He's got sight himself, and now they're kind of pinched in. They're in a really weird position here. Yedajay on the hunt, prowling through, trying to find these boys. They're trying to scramble back up towards heaven, find their safety. Takas takes down Yedajay, but the defuse ain't stopping again. This can't keep happening. Cadaver can't do anything. He can do nothing about the outcome of the round. It's 10. FUT of somewhere else to be, and it's certainly not in a match like this. 10-0. Beautiful from them so far. They are firmly in control.
I think he should change his name from Cadabra to Cadabra, because they need a magic trick to pull a win out of the hat right now. 10-0 down. This is, I mean, Gentlemates burning their, was this their last timeout?
Yeah.
They need to, a miracle, nothing short of one right now if they want to do anything. Because, again,
It's a very big opponent.
This is my spot.
So now, able to work it back through, showing some work, showing some adjustments. We go back in. Gentlemates, you better have a damn good game plan here, boys. Oh,
don't know if they heard that Omen
They
to
don't
me.
know. No, absolutely not. That captain does so much damage. I think it's unconfirmed because it was kind of through the one-way a little bit. Oh,
reset.
That's nasty. He can stay there for a little bit if he fancies. Actually opting to back away from that. You can see it. Takas
Just stand in the
feigning
opening.
presence. Yeah.
Portal closed.
Fortunately, no one was playing towards heaven. So a couple of question marks put across the map, right? We've got, okay, there was some B main presence early on. Okay, they've tried to take towards heaven, so we don't have eyes on that at the moment. So you're seeing FUT take a bit of a gamble, take a little bit of a risk. They don't quite know what's going on. And for Gentlemates, they've got a chance now.
Not only did FUT give up that B main space, they gave up B site entirely.
Teleport stopped.
Got that info. Knows that it's probably going to be a B split of some sort. Mr. Fallen, great position right now to assist with that middle line.
Oh, the timing.
Cena just peeks dry.
I don't know if he was trying to back away or what. The paranoia. Good for one. Didn't expect a second, Mr. Fallen. Probably not going to expect a third. There is still the tank here. Now, the tank is on 8 HP, though, so hard to ask him to be brave in moments like this. The others focused on trying to claim site. Spike down. Maybe an tank on the late presence could be so valuable.
Here comes the walk from mid.
The timing is everything here. The tank. The
Trigger
tank.
discipline.
This is it. Perfect. Perfect from him. But it's still Yeta J. And they are very close on Pillar. Oh, he's dealt with. First round for Gentlemates. After a drought here. Keeping 3 alive. And a tiny amount of hope.
And great awareness by Natank there to not only do the trigger discipline, but even before that, when he's walking up middle, when he's sitting in the corner, he realizes, hey, my teammates are going to go up B. If there's no defenders on that site, guess where the defenders are going to be? They're going to be still in middle, they're going to be trying to clear me out, and they're waiting for me. So if I go too early, they're going to kill me. He waits, his teammates get the spike planted, here comes the stun from Mr. Fallen, boom. Natank goes for this flank, lines up 2 with the trigger discipline. They got their win.
Who's next?
10-1, final round of the half.
One more would be maybe salvageable.
Free site again.
Oh, wait, where did Wales just
Wait.
dive from? I don't know. Well, that's rough. They've got the site. They've got the site.
Silver linings.
Silver linings. They do have a tank with his ult. There we go. They've got to scramble out of there, or you can see him look. Oh!
Okay.
At a captain. That was a little too far. 4v4 now. Bayaz has his already. This is looking good. Maybe a second could be joining that one on the board. The tank individually. If he has to do it himself, he will. 3 in his name. The rest of Gentlemates holding down by Pillar, making sure they can't come through too easily from heaven. A little bit of a walkout already from Cena, though. They got to be aware. There we go. Spotted on the drop. Bayaz. Good heads up work. There it is. 4 for the tank and 2 rounds overall for Gentlemates.
Natank's just like that villain, the Thanos that's just like, when you need something done, you can't rely on other people. I'm gonna do it myself. Put on that gauntlet, just go in there, get a 4K, get that second round on the board, give the team a little bit of hope, life support, anything to get them maybe a couple more rounds. But FUT, oh man, they have such a commanding lead, 10-2. They won the pistol in the first half. They lost both pistols in the previous game. Let's see if the teams can evenly split the pistol round wins here.
Yeah, they certainly could. And again, so much magnitude put to this value of the pistol round. It's either basically game over or game back potentially on, right? Gentlemates. Oh, he's gone for the DRX. Very nice, very nice. Gentlemates need this. FUT, that'd be nice. But it's not a necessity. They gotta make it work with 2 duelists here. CNED making no secrets of this, but he's been caught. Between Whalers and Kadabra, they were fine. There are further players coming this way, though. Ada Captain being one of them. Oh, that's a bit of an issue. Careful.
They don't know about Ada Captain?
I don't think they know about much of this. What a topsy-turvy round! And they cleared sight. They even caught one in CT. And Takas, I mean timing, and that's the spike.
Down B.
What is going on? 2v2. The tank taking his time on the way. Because Takas, I mean, he's got the spike here. The captain's got a smoke back ready now if he wants to try and invest it here.
This is a good fight for FUT, though.
They're lined up. Takas draws blood again. The tanks joined him. And the necessity is claimed. They needed that for a chance. They got to keep it up now.
Another scrappy round to open up the second half. And I was thinking there, that's like one of the biggest traps when you see that spike on the floor and the defenders are sitting on top of it trying to defend it. In a 2 versus 2 like that, with Natank not in a position to instantly trade, I was worried if they go in and FUT is trying to get that spike recovered. The defender they have no like crossfire to set up. They don't have any like angles that they could really hide on. So this flank timing was so important for Natank to hit.
Just classics. On the other side, you saw those Bulldogs in the previous map. They're back out again, one Guardian. Grenade! Looks kind of cut and dry affair for FUT. Right up middle. 4 players.
Portal closed.
You can see where the 5th is, waiting over towards A. You've got Kadavra sat in the back corner. Camera's gonna see everything. Lovely, right, game on. Shouldn't be a problem. Kadavra gotta be careful. He's on 10 HP. If they close down on him, he's dead. Oh, dearie me. Support's here, they're trying to come over, but what? Speak about Messi, Beaz! Beautiful with his work. Saving them from what could have been a disaster. That got far too close.
Anytime we get even close to a situation like that, you just don't know what's happening. Everything seems to be going against what you would expect to happen. And I'm still surprised, you know, 15 rounds into the second map, it's been so many rounds of this where at some point you just have to drop your expectations, be like, yeah, don't know what's gonna happen, don't know what to expect here, but still shocked and surprised every round almost.
That goes there.
10 to 4. First big challenge, the bonus round. They've upgraded a couple here. Got the Vandal out, Phantom as well in the tank. And a 3-man walk middle. All right, Cracks. How focused are you on this? It's 4 people, and Takas now starting to hit a little better. He had a really rocky start. So a good draw on the blood there. Looks like FUT wants to try and clear behind this.
Right there.
Shouldered, should have been seen, the tank. Gonna note that there's players coming his way. Yeta J has also grabbed sight.
Will that camera spot him? I don't think it will.
I think
He went underneath it, but this trip, he can't get over the silent. Oh
Well,
my.
the man's got techers.
Not like this.
Man's got techers, it's so good. Just the Cypher 1v1 in that, he knows it all too well.
They might not expect though, Takas on site.
They've got to have no idea, right? Like, Takas shouldn't have been here in this sort of position. It doesn't feel natural, but he does get out. He does make it. Oh, Yeta J. This is a big round from him. Oh, that's massive from Yeta J. 4 kills. This could be pretty much the first nail in the coffin. Oh my God, what are we up to, Whalers, please?
30 seconds left. Spike planted.
Yeta J
He wants it.
on for the ace.
That's Whalers' smoke, threatening that he could walk out into elbow into sight.
Whalers taking
But the reposition.
way around. 3 kills. Whalers has the entirety of this game. And it's going to stay on 3. FUT make it up to 11. Yeta J showing his knowledge, his capabilities, and he absolutely outclassed them that round.
That is a Cypher diff, I think is what it's colloquially known as. That kill trip on the floor to trip some people down. At least he didn't disrespect with the knife kill. But oh my God, and that's line up kind of the spray.
Yes!
I think he single-handedly won them a handful of rounds this game, just from his positioning and timing hits and a couple of crucial impact threats,
Do this.
Okay, so very early on.
It's his only one.
Should see 2 here. Wait,
Wait.
no!
It's falling apart. FUT. About to put the foot on the gas pedal and close this one out, 11 to 4. They have a 5 versus 4. They're looking to get their 12th right here, right now. Nobody on the site to stop them.
Nope. Now, CNED gonna be, seen. can't be stopped, however. And the plant should be in a second. Yeah, that's going down now.
Safe plant. They have to play in the site to protect this.
Planted.
And you've already got a captain up towards rafters.
The judge for the retake. Only one satchel to get out and create that space and close the gap.
I don't envy him. Paint shells there. And a captain. Oh, and they've caught him. Free and had a chance.
2 flashes on Beaz still.
They still don't know about a captain. Oh, dinner. It's done. It's done. Bears and Whalers trying to drift away into the night, keep those rifles if they can, and I don't think FUT are feeling all that kind. They can chase a little here. Try and take away some of this. Oh, nice try from Beaz, but still, will lose out. Gonna probably keep 3 alive here. That's 12 for FUT, and this has not been a good day at the office for Gentlemates.
They are going to be having a serious discussion after this one. I don't think any team is going to be happy, you know, walking away from a game with this result. 2 maps in a row just getting completely thrashed, outplayed, outclassed. And FUT will be happy about this, especially a result like this on Split.
Big for them. Big for them.
You do learn more from a loss than you do from a win, and I think those losses that they got prepared them for this.
Oh, I'm with you. It's Gentlemates on the receiving end here towards A. I think you're going to have to yield in that. Takas can't try and hold back all 5, so respecting it enough, saying, all right, you guys take the site.
Free site, plant for heaven, and they're able to take ramp potentially even.
I mean, you got to look at the ults coming in here. Glad we got that switch there towards Beaz. Rolling Thunder is in hand.
Thrash.
There's a Thrash going for round 2. Right up towards heaven. There are no ones towards vents, but that's about it. All the rest looking like they want to come through CT here. Beaz.
Good one way. This is going to be so hard to break through.
Gonna focus his ult towards the side, but it's the players over towards that ramp side that could be an issue here. But Attack gonna try and get in ahead. Nice. Follow-up is gonna be there. Takas and Tank in unison, clearing on forward. Whalers trying to hold back the flood. Diffuse coming in, though they have to be stopped, and they are. They're off it for now. They don't need to overreact. Time is against them. Body blocking the best they can. Oh, he's got him! No. He's got him! Mr. Fallen shuts them down. It's 13-4.